From the underground to the world stage. One stage, countless voices. The conversation that shapes culture, politics, entertainment, and society. Politicians, comedians, musicians, actors, public servants, leaders, unfiltered, unscripted, unmissable. This is Debated Live.
Right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Debated Show. My name is Jordan Kensington. I am live and direct. It's the 1st of December, guys, right? Exciting. The first new month, last month of the year. And we are joined by a special live guest today, Dr. Ddnard. Dr. Ddnard, how are you doing? How are you doing?
I'm great. Nice to meet you, Jordan.
And you too. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show, Dr. Ddnard. Now, so look, Dr. Ddnard, we're going to go all the way back to the very, very start. Let's go back to when you were at uni, because you, a little birdie told me you've actually frequented university in London, my hometown, London, where I was born. So how was it like going from Thailand to London?
Well, I was around 11, 12 years old at that time. And I felt I want to be the head of the house and I need to learn something new. At this moment, while we are talking, a lot of people might feel that they are stuck and they don't like where they are up to. So I would suggest that if you don't like where you are right now, make a move. At least make a move. And then, because we are not a tree. And can you imagine when you are at school or at job or in a relationship that you don't like and people stay stuck? I have seen some people travel 3 hours a day to work. And then I asked them, why don't you move? And they said, because they used to live in that house, even though it's a rented house, but they don't move. So nowadays, we forgot that we are not a tree. So we can always move to where we feel that we thrive. At that time, I was very young. I moved to London, and imagine the host that was supposed to pick me up did not pick me up. So I was alone at Heathrow Airport and didn't know what to do. So I took a bus to the host's house, and they opened the door and said, "Oh, sorry, our son came from Scotland, so we have no accommodation for you." And I remember the door was closed in front of me, and the snow, it started to snow. Right. And I walked, and one of the homeless guy invited me to join him at the tube station, the Sloane Square station. My first half night of homeless night. Yes.
That is actually crazy. That's actually crazy. That's your first experience. That's such a humbling experience in London as your first experience. Now, you went on, to graduate, and you returned back to Thailand, and you got married, and you were obviously, leaving life and everything else. And for the viewers that don't know the story, on the year 1997, something happened that was crucial to your life, and it has to do with your husband. Do you want to tell us what happened in your own words?
Yes. I went to London. I did 2 master degree. I got 2 master degree from London in economics and finance before I was 20. I came back and everything was great. I worked very hard and I married my best friend. And on the night of the New Year's Eve, my baby was about to celebrate his first birthday in a few days. My mom came and said, "Your husband has passed away. Your son's father had passed away." So that was my New Year present. However, I would call it a present because at that time, that morning, I found out that apart from my son lost his father and will never get to see his dad again, we inherited $3 million in debt.
That's
At that
crazy.
time, It was. I was 26 something. However, the wind blew and touched my body. I felt happiness rose inside my heart. So I said to my sister, "Hey, I feel the happiness rose inside me." And she said, "Are you crazy? Your son lost a father, you lost your best friend, and you inherited $3 million in debt at the age of 26, 27. You must be crazy to be happy." But I felt the happiness when the wind touched my body. So what could I do? I went to meditation. And at that meditation, I was feeling good because I could curse someone that took away our asset and left me all the debts. When my mind was going
Mm.
out to curse that someone, have you ever been angry with someone and you want to curse him? You think
Yeah.
about him or her?
And you stop.
However,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
I saw the thought was going out. That moment when you saw your thought, it actually disappeared. When I saw my thought disappear, that was the first moment of my knowledge of human freedom. If your thought is not you and it disappear, then you're free from not just external circumstance. You're also free from your own feeling and thinking. Imagine normally we are the slave of our situation. If the situation is good, we feel good. If the situation is bad, you don't feel good. However, what if you feel bad, but you can see that bad feeling and you feel good?
Yeah, I mean, there's a concept that you sometimes have to disconnect from the actual feeling of the situation and the actual problems or the challenges that you go through to be able to see it from an external point of view. And when you see from an external point of view, it's like I always say to people, when I'm invited to speak at places, I say, if you have any challenges or problems, you need to take it outside of you and write it down and see it in a third person. And that's the only time where you can externally pause for a second and think spiritually. It must have been incredibly difficult at age 26 and challenging at age 26. First of all, where did the 3 million debt you inherited come from? Did it come from your
Well,
husband? Did it come from somebody else?
yes,
Or
because my husband did a lot of venture with his friends and did a loan guarantee for his friends and his partner and all that, which I had no idea about. However, at the end of it, because his pass away was very abrupt, so we had no clue whatever he did. Um, how, it turned out that we inherited the debt, but the asset will not belong to us.
that's crazy. So you then discover something, because sometimes they say it's in your downest moments that you discover something about life. You discover something about survival. I mean, you cannot survive if everything is rosy. Sometimes when you're down, that's when you discover survival. You discovered something about holding um, negativity and making the choice to let it go a different direction than putting it into an action that would have led to more pain in your life. When you discovered that, what was your next step?
Actually, I discovered one thing. First, I saw that my thought was not me. Secondly, I saw the pain in my leg because I had to meditate when you sit and meditate. I saw my pain was separated from me as well. And then when I saw it, it disappeared. I saw that when I stopped trying to push the pain away, it disappeared by itself. That moment, I learned that in life, we try to push something that we don't like away, and the more we push it away, the worse it gets.
Oh, it comes,
So
yeah.
yeah, the we keep doing things that doesn't work. The moment the pain disappear, I knew then that all the 3 million debts will disappear as well. So I live as if the debt does not belong to me. And I saw my own feeling for the first time. I saw my shame. Do you know that when people have debts, they have shame of the debt? The moment I saw shame, and those listeners who are listening, if you ever have shame about your debt, don't be, because You know why? When you were approved, when your loan requests were approved, you have been very happy. So you should
Mm,
always keep those happiness with you. That means you have the credibility for your loan to be approved. So why be ashamed about the debt now? You may say, because
mm,
you don't know how to pay for it. But then being
mm,
worried about it will not help you. When I saw my shame,
mm.
I said, no, I'm a very good client of the bank. So I marched to the bank, very proud of myself, and I negotiated the debt. And they
Mm,
gave me lots of
amazing.
discount. So I would say that your own fear, your own shame actually makes things worse. Another thing was that
Mm,
I was very scared to start a new business due to all those things that happened after my loved one has passed away. When I saw my own fear, I look at it. Do you know that why people are stuck at their failure? You know, a lot of people are listening to me right now. Look, one three. You know
yeah,
why? Because they fear that it might not be as successful as before. A lot of people
yeah, that's
sitting
true.
around me right now, and some of them have been stuck with their past success as well as their failure. A lot of them are stuck in their past success so much that they don't want to start again because
Right.
they have fear that they may not be as successful as they did. So they never get
That's true.
started, and that makes them stay as a failure as long as they keep
You
those.
know what, Dr. Didi, I completely agree with you because I always say to people around in my staff and everybody, I say the biggest disease known to man is what? And they will keep mentioning all kind of diseases. I said, no, the biggest disease known to man is the disease of the past, because the disease of the past can either let you have baggages of the past and it doesn't let you go. It's like having a computer with viruses in it. You have to learn to delete the virus. You have to learn to put new anti software into your computer. And that's your mind, body, and soul. You know, when you have the past stuck to you, it's like carrying a huge baggage that you never let go. So I completely agree with you. The disease of the past is something that has really held a lot of people down. You know, it held a lot of people down. Now, you got it. Yes. Did you want to say something?
Yes, I would say that when people are stuck, they just wouldn't be able to let it go. However,
Yeah.
in Asia, when a monkey comes and it got stuck, the farmer will put a coconut, cut the top of the
Mm,
coconut, and put some peanut inside. The monkey will put
mm,
his paw in it and then grab the peanut so tight that it fit cannot come out, and that's how the
mm,
farmer got those monkeys. All of us
mm,
hold on to our own peanuts that got us stuck
mm,
in our issues. So I would encourage the listeners, the audience now to look at whatever problem you are stuck with. That means secretly you have a hidden agenda that you're holding on to that makes you stuck to that issues. Maybe, like for example, one lady came to me and said that, oh, she was stuck with her husband because she felt that she came first, so all his mistress has to go away or die or something, no matter how much pain he put her into. But she got
mm,
stuck with holding on to the thoughts that even though he doesn't love her, he tortured her, he never come back to see her and took away all her money. She keep holding on to the feeling that she came first. Holding on to those peanuts actually hurt us. So check out what is your peanut that you're holding on. We are not monkeys, so we can let go of our peanut. At that time, I knew then I wanted to sell all the asset that I could get my hands on, or even sell things for my friends. And people ask me because it's 1997. It was Asian financial crisis. It's called Tom Yam Soup
mm,
financial crisis that nobody could sell anything. And they asked me, how did you manage to sell anything you wanted? I said, very easy.
mm,
The price that the best buyer offer, I took that price. Even though the margin is very small, but it got me out of debt. It got me
mm.
financial freedom in the later day. Initially, the profit might be small, but slowly you can accumulate those profits. So every situation or every challenges have their way out. The only thing that block you from your way out is you holding on to those peanuts. Sometimes we hold on, the worst thing is that we hold on to our desire for people to like us or to approve of us or to understand you,
Mm.
accept you, and think of you or speak about you in a good way. That I see as the biggest peanut. Because no matter how hard you try, how good you do,
Mhm.
there will always
That's
be
true.
someone criticizing you or not accepting what
That's
the
true.
way you do. The
That's true.
time that people will accept you, support you, and see you as very good is only the time that you're a loser, not doing anything, or a widow with all the debts. When I was a widow with all the debts, lost my husband and everything in a very pathetic bottom, people said, "Oh, poor girl, poor lady." The- all
Mm.
the kindness pour towards me. But only then, a lot of people enjoy those sympathy, enjoy those feeling that, oh, people feel sorry towards me. And then would you rather stay down there just so that people will praise you or honor you or something rather than get back up? But the moment you get back up, then you get a lot of challenges towards you. You know that, right? Everyone who's listening,
100%.
yes, you know that when you are at the bottom, and people can just look down at you and sympathize with your situation. They won't criticize you because you're below them. But then when you rise up, then you become a target. Welcome to the real world.
That's definitely welcome to the real world. It is completely true. When you are below, and it's not also it's also true for the people who are watching. If you are starting something, maybe starting a business or you're doing something for the first time, and you've had friends and family all around you who know you for not being that way, and then you become a multimillionaire, that you will see that what will happen is your the people who were on your level are not happy. Most people are not happy for you, and it's not because they hate you, it's because they cannot believe the person they know who was just like them has made it through. It's a human thing, and a lot of people who are successful become very lonely and depressed because they cannot understand why money has changed people. Money doesn't really change. If you have been humble all your life, money doesn't change you, a success doesn't change you. What happens is the people around you change how they behave towards you because they cannot bear to see that you've left them in a situation. They cannot see you in the next situation. And I think it's something where it's a trait that is an evil trait that people need to get rid of. It's a trait of evil, envy and jealousy. And the envy and jealousy, some of it is very unspoken because they themselves don't even know where these feelings are going for. They're like, I really like the fact that Dr. Didi, you're successful, or I really like the fact that Jordan, you're successful. However, why is it not me? Why is it happening to you and not me? Why am I in this situation? When I think there is I have this feeling where I am so happy for the success of somebody else that I say to my staff all the time. For 30 years, I've been running my businesses. I've always said to my staff, I want you to be more successful than I am. I want you to go out there in the world and become extremely successful, be multimillionaires, be billionaires, be extremely successful. It because the world is not a competition. The world is not jealousy. The world is everybody has their own path, and that's something that I think you're really dragging in for people to understand.
I would say I like the concept of the 3S. The 3S is that it's my own three simple habits. That first, when things
Mm,
happen to me, I will smile, and then I said
yeah.
thank you. This is going to be good for
Mm,
me, because in all my life, everything that happened, a lot of time something it turns out to be blessing in disguise. It may doesn't look good, but if you remember the things that are very good in our life now happen as a blessing in disguise. It may came up at first as a negativity, but at the end it will turn out to be good, because the good things we have now came after the storm in our life. So I
yep.
believe that whatever happened, I will smile and I'll say thank you. Even sometimes my good friend cheated me or try to take away my money or stab my back, I will say, thank you, thank you, thank you. This is going to be good for me. And every time it has always been very good for me. And however, I smile, I say thank you. That's the first S. And I also count my blessing because, like you said, there might be 1 or 10 people don't like the thing you do, but there are millions of people that like the things we do.
That is true. That
However,
is true.
people tend to look at the black spot in the whole white canvas. So I just keep looking at the blessing side. For example, if I have 5,000 friends that love me, always stand by me, they can die for me, and 2 friends are not nice, I will not, because our brain are programmed to see, to protect us. So it keep looking at the danger. So I would say
Mhm.
that train yourself to do first S, simple habit of smiling and say thank you and then count your blessing. The second one, I would say it's set your goal and do what work. Because when at that time, how I paid off, oh, by the way, I paid off all the debt in seven
Wow.
months and I made
7
tenfold,
months.
7 months,
Wow.
and I made tenfold of the debts very easily.
Well, yeah, Dr. Didi, you can't just say very easily like that. How did you do it? How did you? Because you said you sold some stuff and you were selling, but how did you? And then obviously you negotiated with the bank. How did you go off literally getting everything completed?
Yes. First of all, for those people who have debt, you have to come back to yourself and then count your blessing. What are the things that you will not change, even though you have $1 billion in your bank account now? The things that you will not change, such as your favorite dish, which is very simple. I like a ham cheese sandwich. I will not change no matter how much money I have. Your friends, your favorite book, your favorite movies, that means all those things you are already living at $1 billion life uh, quality. So then you feel blessed. The what I'm saying is that you have to generate the feeling of wealth from what you actually have. At the moment, people thought the new concept is that you fool yourself as if you're already rich by just imagining things. No, you don't do that. You have to feel the real stuff that you already have in life. Like my friends here, it's already 2 p.m. No, 2 a.m. in Thailand, and
Hmm.
they traveled with me from London and Zurich, and they had to stay up in order to be with me um, recording this. So all those great things that you have, no matter what, you count those. You know that it's good. However, the second thing is that once you know that you already have a lot of good things in life, negotiate the deal, negotiate the debt, and then you focus on allowing the debt to pay off. Run on the, like you set aside the payment for the debt so that you don't have to keep paying attention on the debt, and then shift your attention towards the revenue. My focus was on the revenue. On the other hand, I set my accountant to deal with the debts. I always make fun of her that you are the one who have expenses. I never have expense. I only have revenue. Revenue and profit is what I see. So what I focus
Hmm.
on, that things grow. My accountant has to focus on whatever I have. She has to focus on dealing with the bank. So in our life, the negativity part, you set someone who can feel detached to that issue to deal with it. Because if you who are very attached to your own issue deal with it, it's we are human, so we will
Yeah.
feel the pain. So allow someone who can detach themselves out of the issue to deal with those that thing. Whereas I put all my energy into pumping the revenue, the revenue. By saying the revenue, I want to make one point clear. A lot of people like to have um, big revenue. Revenue is nothing to do with profit. A lot of people generate big revenue, and but at the end of the day they don't have any profit.
You don't make a
And
profit. That's true.
also, yes, and also
Yeah.
profit is nothing to do with the end cash in your pocket,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
profit could end up in bad debts or in bad
Yeah.
stock. So
Yeah.
what I focused on was the real cash that I received in my bank statement, in my bank account, in my pocket, in my wallet. So first thing first, if any audience watching, I want you to put your energy to focus on the real cash, the real money that you have and hold in your bank account and in your hand. If you make a wish, don't just say that, oh, you want to be rich. State yourself that you want to be financially free. How much? By what time? By when? But with what feeling? For example, the feeling that you don't have to ever look at the price tag again, or you can do
Mm,
whatever you want, with whom you want, when you want, how you want, the way you want it.
mm.
Be
I love
very
that.
specific.
I love that. You have to be very specific, and I think that is so true because a lot of people, when you just mentioned about profits and that you're making millions of pounds in a business. They don't understand. They'll be very excited if you just launched a business 4 years, 5 years down the line, you're making millions. Very excited, and then when a profit comes out of the millions, you just find out that was just cash flow. That was revenue. And you said something, being specific. A lot of people back in the day, they don't do that as much as possible anymore. People used to do business plans, and they'll be very specific with their business plans. They'll say, well, in 5 years time, this is where I want to be. But you've gone one step further by saying it's not just about saying it. You have to feel it, and you have to specifically feel how you want to be. And that's so strong. And I want people to really zoom into that. Because say, for example, you say, I want to be worth 500 million pounds in the next 7 years. But then 7 years happens and you're worth 500 million pounds, but you feel very sad. And you start drinking and you become an alcoholic. And then, this has happened to a lot of people. And you're very sad because the feeling wasn't there. You did not add the feeling to the goals. You want to have 500,000, 500,000,000, but you also want to feel like what? You want to feel empowered to help people. You want to feel empowered to help yourself. You want to have a feeling of love. The feeling part is so important. And I completely agree with you, Dr. Didi. Dr. Didi, you invested in or started a diamond company, right? Um, how did you get to the diamond company? What was it that made you start a diamond company, and then you sold it at a certain point? So tell us a little bit about that.
Okay. Okay. I told you about the 3S. The first one is smile, say thank you, and know that this is going to be good for you. So when my husband passed away and I inherited $3 million in debt, I smiled, said thank you, and knew that it was going to be good for me. So I was keep looking for the great things that coming my way. So that how I spot all the opportunities. The second one was that set your goal and do what works. So I set my goal to be debt free first and then financially free later, which I did. So how I did what work is that people often set their goal, but they don't do the things that work. For example, your girlfriend might want you to hold her. And if she feels that you don't hold her enough, she will keep complaining about you. She will criticize you on the things that she doesn't mean to, but it's only because she wants you to hold her more. So,
Mm,
and then the more she criticizes you, you will keep away from her. So things
that is,
that we do doesn't always work. So
mm,
I always say that do what work. If I want to have the real cash in my bank, I set my goal that my company has to be very lean, no capital invested, very low in labor, not labor intensive, not machinery intensive, no land, no factory, no capital, no labor, but high in profit. And everyone came to me and said, how could you do that? Of course you
mm,
can. The way you set it up, it will be the way you live. A lot of my friends, they make same amount of profit, but they have 10,000 employees. They have to invest in land and they can't go on holiday whenever they want to. But I want my life to make the profit, although my net worth or my empire is very small. But at the end of the day, I have this bigger cash than they do. And I have more spending power
True.
than they do. So it depends how
Mm,
people value. A lot of people value how many employees they have or the
mm,
size of their sales, but I value the end of the net cash and my own freedom that I can take off to meditation for I did took off for 7 years for meditation. I did took off for 2 years lately for meditation with 100 friends. However, to answer your question, how I did my diamond, a lot of people ask me that. When I graduated
mm,
from London, I did not go to work with my family. Because I didn't want them to control me. So I applied
mm,
for a job at another company that I knew of. I was just a normal employee, but I worked as if that company belonged to me. So I worked my head off. I cry every evening going home. Every time I sit in the car going home, I cry every day for the whole 5 years. But I told
mm,
myself that I will stick to it. I will work as if this company belongs to me. At the end, when my husband passed away, I needed to start my business. I was working for the industrial estate for jewelry. And those jewelry factory, have seen me working like mad for the past 5 years, running around helping everyone and never say that this is not my work. So when I needed help, I said, I need jewelry, I need diamonds, I need gold. They gave it to me. A lot of people
wow.
say it's impossible everyone to start a business, you need capital. I said myself is my capital. My history, the things that I have done is my capital. And people trust me. Your integrity, your dignity, your value, the things that you have done, it's more than money can buy.
That's amazing. So they gave you the jury, and I take it you were selling it and putting your own, additional price onto it to make sure you make money. You give them their percentage, and then you have a profit. So how did that grow now to become a very own stable business that you could sell? And how much did you sell it for?
You want honest answer? The
Go on.
margin was at least 3 times. If the cost came as 100 or 1,000, the
Mm,
price was at least 3,000. And I had no cost
amazing.
of producing it, and I have 3 months more to pay for them. So I was cash rich.
Wow.
And
That's
however, you
amazing.
have to come with a good business model because at that time I was working in a shopping street and I saw all the jewelry store set in a very expensive setting that a person like me, 25 years old, 20 to 25, 26, I would not dare to go into a shop like that. And I imagine
Mm,
that why are diamonds are sold in an expensive shops? And what about people like working women? So
yeah.
back in those days, 30 years back, I think, 30 years back, there was no diamond for working women. So I talked to the BS who was promoting diamond that I will set up diamond as a kiosk next to the donut kiosk in department
That's
store.
crazy.
Would
Wow.
you give me the money to do the marketing, to run the advertising on TV, in the magazine and all that? And they did give me. So all the factories gave me the jewelry, and the BS who was promoting diamond gave me the finance, the funding to promote the um, diamond for working. I had diamond for working women, diamond for today women. That's it.
Wow. That's amazing. That, I mean, the concept itself can work anywhere in the world. That is such an amazing concept.
However,
So
let me add this.
what
Let me add this because
go on.
your audience would ask, what is the most important thing? You have to come up with a very good business model. And one cannot come up with a good business model if you're not awakened. You need to be awakened. Awakened means that you wake up and seeing things like you seeing the world for the first time. You question that why people do that, why you do this, why you do that. Because otherwise you will walk in the world as if you are already dead or sleeping. If with that being not awakened, you will not question why things are that way. The moment you start questioning that why things are that way, you can come up with something to solve people issue. For example, one for example, I asked that why people um, why people feel sleepy, and if I don't want to do plastic surgery, what can I do? Then I just come up with all the supplement things, all the formula, all the things that I want to do. And if I don't want to go and do the plastic surgery to lift up my face, I just come up with all the formula for proteins, lifting
Collagen.
effect for your skin, those things. And I sell those intellectual property. That's even
That's
more.
great.
Now, would anyone dare to say that you can't sell intellectual property? So you come up with something. You sell this. I sold these intellectual properties to a lot of people around the world, a lot of brand, and I'm behind it. And I make a lot of money by thinking it, testing it. Actually, the formula came in my family 100 years ago. We developed it as the Thai, we are a very good alchemist, I would say. For example,
Yeah.
Red Bull was originally made in Thailand, formulated in one of the
Yes.
Thai great family, until the
Yeah.
Austrian gentleman come and partnership with the Red Bull family. So as a Thai, we are very proud of our cooking as well as our chemistry, our alchemist skill. So I sold those alchemists, those formula around the world until now as a VC, venture capitalist. I invest in a lot of young people who come up to me and say, "Oh, Dr. Didi, I want." They come up to me and say, "Hey, they want to make proteins, they want to make supplements." I invest for them. They have their market. For example, Jordan, if you say that, "Hey, Dr. Didi, I have people follow me for 1,000 people, or you have 1,000 friends, I can invest for your protein for you, and you will have Jordan protein, something that lift your face up, make your muscle strong, and without keeping you bulky. And I can stay 44 kilograms for the rest of my life with my good proteins and your
That's
audience
crazy.
as well. More than that, because I went through all those suffering. So I came up
Yes.
with my mental health to help other people. It's called Soul,
So, so
Soul. Soul.
yes.
So people can use this for free. Initially, I made it for the war country in Russian, Ukraine, um, Palestinian, Arabic. So it came up in 17 languages, hoping to help people that are in need. So at the end, I created this mental health app, and it's for free. I don't
That's amazing.
um initially the team keep putting up the subscription just to make a lot of people happy, but actually everything is free, so you can just use it without having to do it. Now I've just asked them to pull down the word subscription, because they get everything for free anyway. So that's
That's absolutely amazing.
I want people to support people by, if they listen to this, the morning they press, it will come to you and say, life will be great. Your life is in a great position. Everything will align to you. All your dreams will come true. All the great vision you have for your life will come true. And that's the thing that I want people to hear, instead of hearing all the news that are negative to life. At the moment, we need to hear positive things, because good things in, good things come out. If
Yeah.
we keep hearing the good things, whatever you see people are doing good or doing great, like Jordan has just mentioned, press them, press the Lord,
That's
press
true.
the people,
That's true.
press their efforts, and press the Lord. Thanks God, thanks the universe for all the things that you have blessed me with. And know that your life is safe. Because in our life, imagine I would say that with all the protection, a lot of people came to me that Dr. Didi, he doesn't have faith. He told me that he didn't have faith. She told me that she didn't have faith. And I told them that they do have faith. You know how? Because now we are standing on a rock, big rock called Earth, that weighed like 6 septillion tons. Septillion is 10 with the square of 24, 6 septillion tons rock. That is moving by itself around the sun, orbiting at the speed of 107,000 kilometers an hour.
That's crazy.
And we
Wow.
living on it with faith, knowing that tomorrow will be great. Tomorrow will be great. That means Jordan and Didi have faith that life is good.
100%.
So if, like Jordan just said, 100% life is great. The earth is supporting us. So you will be great. So I guarantee you that if you have good, pure intention, keep your frequency high, your intention pure, and keep your energy positive. What happened is that even though you have to walk, oh, someone sent to me.
From this moment forward, your life is aligning perfectly for you. All
I
the
love
right
that.
opportunities will come to you.
She said,
The right
life will
I
be
accept
great.
that. I love that. I
from
love
this
that.
moment forward, your life is aligning perfectly for you.
Your life is
And
aligning perfectly for you.
yeah.
I just love that. You know, I wrote a book years ago called Following My Intuition, and it's on Amazon, and it did really, really well. And you have a book called A Compass of Life. What made you write The Compass of Life, and what is The Compass of Life about?
Actually, it ran out of stock. In Asia, it was sold under the name Life Compass, and in Amazon, it was sold under the name Compass of Now. However, it has been out of stock for the past 10 years, I think. We sold more than direct to customers. This is another thing. At that time, I actually sold it through direct mail, and so
Mm.
I kept all the revenue from the
Oh, the
books.
profits, Dr. Didi. Dr. Didi, you're a real entrepreneur. I ain't gonna lie to you. I thought I was an entrepreneur, but I met a real. You're at the next level. Next level. I love that. I really love
However,
that.
however, you can listen to it for free now in the Soul app,
Right.
ZOUL Soul app. So it's all
I love
free.
that.
It's audio because I know that you're probably lazy to, no, you don't need to use your eyes to read. So you can hear
Yeah.
it while you're traveling, driving, cooking, and all that. So you can hear all my 10 books in the Soul audio.
I love that. Now let's talk about investing. You are also an investor. You just mentioned there that you like to invest in people. You like to invest in people that have got ideas. Some of the areas that you invest in is fintech, and you also invest in a lot of other areas as well. What do you when you see the fintech industry? I started. A few years ago, actually, we're featured on Forbes. We started a fintech bank mobile app, and it caught on. We had like 2 million customers, and we sold it. And fintech, especially in, underdeveloped territories like Africa, for example, some places in Asia where there are loads of unbanked still. It's a major marketplace. Do you really, when you look at the fintech industry in the next 5 years, with the changing of cash, cash is going to CBDC, and there's digital currency coming up. How do you look at that in terms of Spear, and how do you look at that in terms of investing in fintech?
I love fintech. Fintech is my thing because my goal is to nourish people in terms of body. So the supplement, if you anybody that's watching this show right now can come up to me and say, Dr. Didi, invest in him or her, in his or her own brand. And then she or he will go and build the market. I will invest in them because I believe that everyone needs the nourishing, the vitamins, the good things that make their body great. And also for the mental health, everyone needs that as well. However, the third thing, finance is like your blood that runs through your
Yeah.
vein. Therefore, I have always been investing in fintech. Whenever someone come up to me and say they're doing the payment gateway, because I feel that for example, in Africa, a lot of, let's say, ladies, they make nice shoes with their hands. Where can they
Mm.
sell it? I really want to create a market and financial tools apart from giving people food and food for thought. You need to give people opportunity and access to resources such as finance and access to system, access to be able to sell their products around the world. That's how we end poverty. I used to have no money before. I know how it feels. I had no money. I had nothing at that time. And I even had lots of debt. So when I'm blessed now, what I intend to do in all continents, I create free school so that all children will have no need to pay for schooling. I join force to do a lot of free hospitals, as well as we do free retreat. If you need healing, um, in Soul, the Soul app, we do heal the inner child. When we were young, when our parents fought, we tend to think that maybe because we are not cute enough, that's why they fight with each other or break up with each other. So I feel that everyone needs the healing in their inner child. And I feel that our past trauma, everyone needs to heal the past trauma. So I do a free the free retreat for people around the world for the past 28 years. And now
I love that.
I'm going to do it more in Europe and hopefully Africa very soon. In all the continents, we will bring the free retreat to your home. At
I love
In
that.
the past, at the moment, I have the beautiful center, like where I'm sitting right now, as a free house. We give free accommodation, free retreat, free meals for people who need healing. No matter what they have been through, someone betrayed them, they need healing.
I love
Some
that.
they lost their business,
That's,
they need healing. They lost their wife, their loved one, they need healing. All those people, we heal them for free.
I love that. You know what? You speak just this everything you're talking about. Some of the things you're talking about just align with what I do, and some of the things that we're actually working on. So we have a huge center we're working on right now called the Love Clinic, TLC. And the Love Clinic is literally what you're saying. People go to hospital for different reasons, but the Love Clinic is like a hospital for healing, love healing. Like when you feel heartbroken, if you feel like something's happened to you that you need, and people need healing. And a lot of people get depressed because they don't have a place to heal. And life is so fast sometimes. There is nowhere to kind of just detract and learn and heal again. And as you say, healing the inner child, but also healing the present and the past issues, things that are happening on a day-to-day basis, and that healing just changes you. So you're literally aligned. I mean, I'm sure we're gonna collaborate and work together, especially in Europe and Africa. We are investing quite a lot in that, and I really love what you're doing. It's actually completely amazing. When you look at your philosophy in life, where do you think that came from? There's a lot of people, have different reasons why they are like the way they are. On my side of things, I lost my dad in 1995, and I became homeless in 1999. My dad actually owned a bank, which is funny enough in Africa. He owned a bank. And when I lost, we had everything. We were completely so rich and everything else. But when I lost my dad, his family took over everything, so we lost everything, right? And when I lost my dad, having nothing, I remember one day just kneeling down and just praying to the Most High, praying to God and saying, if you take me out of this situation, I will always help other people, right? And just like that, the next day, the idea to launch a company called Invincible, that's 30 years ago, came. And that's how I started. So up till today, everything I do goes back to that day, that promise I made to God that, look, you know what? I will always help others because you helped me when I was in the lowest. What is your, because you do a lot of meditation. So meditation, for example, I call my own meditation prayers, where I go to the calm, and pray and speak to the Most High. And I know God has spoken to me and that helped me when I had nothing. When I was homeless, I lost my dad, I had nothing. And literally the next day, at 19, I became one of the youngest millionaires in the UK. And there is no way I can tell you that came from me. I cannot, up till today, 30 years after, I cannot tell you that came from me. There is no way. Everything I've achieved in my life, I will put it down to the Most High, to the God, because I know the love I was shown in my lowest. And I know what I have to do for people today because I have to do exactly what he did for me. And the reason why he did that for me was because he had confidence that I will do the same. So, what was that moment in your life? And what was it? When you say meditation, is it, do you believe in God? Do you believe in a higher power? Is it the universe? What is that moment that you kind of had that spark and say, I get it now. I get it. This is what I need to do. This is how I need to do it. What was that moment for you?
Exactly the same as you said. I would say that no matter how you call it, some people will call it God, some people call it higher energy, some people call it one mind, the universe. Let's allow the language to be, but we know that there is one beautiful, this great energy that is supporting us, and that exactly what you said also apply to me, and I know that He protect us, that He protect us, that even though through the walk of the deep river of life, we may get wet, but we won't drown. And through the fire that people may try to harm you, we may be, it might be hot, but we will not burn. And with that faith, I know that if I think good thoughts, I receive good things immediately. If I think negative thought, I receive negative things immediately. Knowing that for a fact. So the only thing I have to be careful of is not about what other people think about me, but what I am actually thinking right now. So that's my third S, is the save your energy to really do build your good life rather than using your energy to make other people think you're good. Do you know that how many people wasted their energy in trying to make people understand them or think of them in a good way? And then they fail at really make good things in their life. So when I don't defend myself, I have 100% of my time to do good thoughts, think good thoughts, and act something good, and then say good things, and also help a lot of people. Just like you said, I know that the more I help people, people ask me that there were some people who received the help from me and said, "Oh, twisted the thing," and I said, I
Yeah.
would not need things from human because the higher power gave everything to me. If you need my help, why would I expect any return from you? It's no way you can return it from me, and I don't expect it to be either. I'm doing this so that I really respect myself, doing good thing in order for me to respect myself. And no matter how many people will check my faith and trust in me, I can always look back and count the blessing and the things that I've done, as well as you did. You can always look back the things that you've done. You can always look inside, and you knew that each moment, what was your intention behind it? And if it was the negative intention, well, the higher power will know. So that means all my energy is put towards, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing the good things? Of course, as a human, sometimes I got carried away. I get upset. I say things that I shouldn't say to my people who love me. There is no excuse. to try to teach other people or discipline them while saying not nice thing, because God does not allow us to say negative thing to others, because he always said that try not to judge or discipline other because you might sin them while you're saying the negative thing. And I so believe that now that he's protecting me, he protecting me from the deep water and I will not drown. He protecting me from fire, I will not burn. So the most important thing is that, am I doing the right thing? Am I doing thinking good? I don't care if my enemy would say the negative thing. What I care is, would what I'm doing, will it please God? Will it please the higher power? He's looking at me now. Will he like what I'm saying? So I want to support all your audience that is watching right now, that you don't need to please human. You just need to check if your Buddha, your God, your energy, your higher energy is watching you. Will that energy be pleased with you? Will he be happy? If he's not happy, then be very afraid.
I love that. So let's talk about. You mentioned it a little bit. You mentioned everyone's human. Everyone gets upset. Um, Anger is something that I don't care whether you're the king, the queen, anybody. At some point in your life, you get upset. You get anger. The question is, obviously, Dr. Didi, you've been angry yourself. How do you deal with anger? And what is the best way that you would say to the viewers if they get angry? How do they deal with it?
I'm the worst one to ask about this question. You can ask me about anything, solving business issues and all that, but with anger, I'm the worst. And you have to accept it. I can't give you advice because I'm the worst one. I'm hopeless.
I
I'm
love that. I love that. I love the honesty. At least you're honest. At least you're honest. Um, you also mentioned alchemy. You mentioned Red Bull, and Red Bull's from Thailand. I remember going to Thailand 2 years ago, and I discovered the story of Red Bull, and it was very enticing. And you mentioned alchemy. Have you read Paulo Coelho's book, The Alchemist? Have you read that book?
yes,
Um,
yes, of course.
so when you look at alchemy and you connect that with the law of attraction and a law of visualization, how do you sit with that? There's a lot of people. I was talking to Mark Cuban from Shark Tank, and he was talking about the law of attraction. Putting, visualizing. Do you stuff like vision boards? Do you have this thing where you put stuff together and you attract it? What do you believe in that? Do you believe in the law of attraction?
Of
Uh, you know, uh,
course. And you know
yeah.
what? It's so special that you asked this because I've just finished my vision board. I can one friend show
On
you
a
this?
vision board?
And
That's
we did it
crazy.
just like half an hour ago because
Oh,
all of
we've got
our
to do it
board
as a
have
family then. That's
we've got
crazy.
everything that we put in the board that we have to keep updating our board every 3 or 4 months because everything we put it
Wow.
on the board, we received it. So now we're putting the new one. Come on, faster, 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 faster. Keep
That's
moving, keep moving.
amazing. That is so amazing
Yes.
that I
And
asked you
we
that and you
just
guys are doing it.
Yes, and we
That
finish
is
it half an hour. Come on, keep moving, keep moving. For example, I will
oh
put this.
wow.
This is come on, come closer. I can't turn around.
That
This
is
is the picture.
amazing.
This is a picture of me giving the money away 10 million for the
That's amazing.
meditation retreat. So I have to remember the good things I did, and then I put the things that I want. Okay, next one. And then because you know
That's
why?
amazing.
Vision board actually keep it clear in your mind that what is the direction
Yes.
you want. What are the things that you want to do? Okay, thank you, friends. Thank you.
I love that.
However, the things that people don't get when they do it, because when they visualize outside. It's not about sending your mind out. It's about sending your mind in. The mistake people make that makes their visualization does not come true because they keep sending their mind out. keep your mind in. God is with you inside. So each moment, be aware of your body and mind. Each moment, be aware of what you're thinking, feeling. If you are aware of your body and mind and your thoughts, then God is with you. The blessing is with you. All the good luck is with you. Every vision, every goal you have is with you. So I would challenge the audience to keep watching that you're moving. Like meditation means now that I'm talking, I'm moving my hand. I know that I'm moving my hand. I'm aware that I'm feeling. I love Jordan. I love his audience. I love his energy. So you just realize, be aware of all your feelings that comes along. And now moving your hand, moving your body, moving your mind, feeling. Be aware of that. Because if you want to pay respect to God, whether your God is Allah, your God with Jesus, Christian, uh, whatever religious you are, the true God rests beside you. As one of
So
my
excited.
Muslim friends said that God is next to her heart, like her jugular vein. And your, of course, as you are, God knows your hair. He had your hand numbered. So he knows
In your mother's
everything.
womb, before you were in your mother's womb. Yes. And I was saying to, I was speaking to someone who was an atheist and didn't believe in anything. And they were like, I just don't believe in a God. I can't feel anything. And I just said one thing to them. I said, you know, you're breathing right now. They said, yes. I said, can you see air? They said, no. I said, what if I told you, in the Bible, the first man that was created, for him to be animated, they had to breathe air into him. So the air that's coming into you, that's God. The air you are breathing, because without that air, you can't leave. Right. So, and that's coming inside you every single time. That's what makes you a human. That's what makes you animated. And when they got it, they got it. You know, it's so clear. What I was so excited when I saw you with a vision board, because the last time I did a vision board was over 5 years ago, right? And I tell you, I'm inspired to do it after that. And the reason I did it was one of my friends, very successful, Greg Seck. I was down in his house in Surrey, in London, in the UK, and we were having the same sort of interview, talking, and he was telling me about the vision board he did, and he showed me the house he built, and it was literally in his vision board, right? And I'd done it years ago, and I decided to do it. And when I did it, literally everything I put in the vision board came to pass, right? And it was so identical that, you know, I didn't do it again, because like literally I was so satisfied. I was like, this is amazing. This is great. Um, this 5 years later, I don't know what made me to ask you that, because in my head I was like, it's December, is the end of the year, end of the year. I gotta do it. And seeing yours has inspired me to definitely do mine. I love it. I love it. It's inspired me to do mine. Now, for the viewers that are watching right now, and there are people that have never heard of a vision board, right? And just you've got to do vision board for dummies. How do you break it down to them? What is a vision board? How do you do a vision board? And how do you put feelings into it to make sure it comes to pass? And how do you show gratitude after it comes to pass?
Yes. Doing the vision board is that make your thinking crystallized into pictures so that your brain can absorb exactly what your goal is, how it looks like. The house that I'm sitting right now was in my vision board. And I keep
That's
getting
crazy.
the most beautiful.
That's
It's about
crazy.
800 square meters house. And I have a
Yes.
few of these houses around the world.
Mm.
And they all have been in my vision board. And it appears exactly with the same mirrors, the same, all this decoration thing. Because your brain needs a clear picture of what exactly you want, where exactly you want to go. If you go and stand in front of the ticket and you say, go wherever, you will go where, you will land wherever. So you need very
True.
specific of where you want to land. And that helps when, okay, to do the vision board first, you just go into Pinterest and snap all those pictures, what you want, what kind of car, what kind of house, what kind of relationship, what kind of holiday, feeling, places you go, what you see, um, the feeling that you're after, you know it. So you portray those feelings that you're after into your own life as if you're looking at it right now. And always remember to put your picture inside the vision board. And
Right.
yes, and
See, I didn't know
always,
that. I never did that. I never put my picture in there. So that this is news to me. Right.
yes,
Okay.
put your
Okay.
picture inside the vision board. And also, when you put a house, don't put the house from outside. Put also the interior of the house as if you're sitting inside the
Specific.
house.
I love
Very
it.
specific, right? And put the
Uh-huh.
interior of the car, like you're sitting in the car. So once you see that and you have those feelings that you already have it, and then you use that energy, what good are you going to do to this world? So that your subconscious mind will allow you to have it, because your mind will protect you only that it feels safe, it feels that it's going to be good for you, it will allow you to have it. So when you put in the pictures in the vision board, you know that there's no objection from your side to object those things. You know that you are comfortable with those house, those car, those life, those holidays, those help that you can provide to the world. It's like living twice. First, in your brain, explicitly make your brain pictures come out in the vision board, and then leave it again. I relive my vision board several times because I keep updating
That's
it
crazy.
every 6 months. I get it in 6 months normally.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I introduced something at the start of the year with my staff, and I said to them, I think everybody should keep a miracles diary. A miracles diary for me is something that you keep tabs on the miracles that happen, so that you're able, when you're feeling down, which nobody's perfect 24/7, but when you're feeling even a little bit down, you can go and read those miracles, and there's a miracle diary where you can say, on January, this is what happened to me. In February, this is what happened to me. This is what. But what do you think of keeping a miracle diary? When we started the interview, you talked about counting your blessings, and this is kind of what I'm talking about. What do you feel about keeping a miracle diary and how it will do for your self-esteem?
I do that every day. I
That's
keep
crazy.
my I keep my journal. Um, Actually, your great life is built by the small routines. Yours, our small habits build great life. A lot of people say, oh, New
Wow.
Year resolution, those big resolution. No, it doesn't work that way. It built from the small
Yes.
routine. For example, I listen to the audio, the soul. Actually, it tells you how you set up your vision board, and it will give you how your vision board come to life. I actually did that in order to help people. It keep the blessing from your vision board and all that. If some people don't know how to do the journal or don't know how to do the vision board, it's all free. So they can't say that, yeah, of course, because she's rich or Jordan is rich, that's why they can get all those things. No, all help, most of the help is free. It's only
Yes.
for them to allow themselves to allow the light to shine into your heart. So
Hmm.
what Jordan said, it's already free in YouTube. What he said, what I said, it's already free in the Soul app. Go and listen to it.
Hmm.
It will tell you everything. Even though you have to, in I can say that 99 situations that you have to face, I have
Hmm.
it. Whether you break up, single parents have debts, have to go on show or
Yeah.
meetings or fighting with your girlfriends, set up a vision board, visualize your dream life, or your future
Yes.
self come and talk to you. We got things covered. Because why? Jordan and I have been blessed by God. God gave us
100%.
everything. And now it's our turn to pass it on to other. While Jordan and I pass it on to others, we are receiving it. And believe it or not, this talk, I'm learning so much from Jordan and from all the
And
audience
me
and our
too. I'm
viewers.
learning so much from you too. I'm learning so much. Honestly, me too. And I love it. I love it. So when you now look at life now, and you see, the world that you see today, the world has changed a lot. I speak to a lot of young people, who, some of them, they are, yeah, and that's something that we have in common. Where I look at fear, I call fear, F stands for false, E evidence, A appearing real. So false evidence appearing real. So fear doesn't exist. But a lot of young people are looking at AI and looking at all this new stuff happening, and they get scared. I speak to a lot of people, students at universities. A lot of young people come to my seminars, and they get really scared of the future. And it reminds me of when the internet first came. When the internet came, people were very scared. There was like, jobs. What jobs are you going to do? The internet's going to take over. And the internet did a lot, but it also did a lot, good and bad. What would you say to young people who are watching and they are a little bit confused about the future? They're saying, you know what, there's going to be AI. Like AI, if you wanted to be a journalist today, and you write for a nice newspaper, you literally are competing with ChatGPT. ChatGPT will write better than you. If you want to be a filmmaker, there are AI, sets that will do something better. So what do you say to them to keep the faith and not be scared of the future, when you've got technology racing ahead? That when they graduate from uni, you graduated with a doctorate, degree, but you've got people that will graduate with degrees, and even I graduated with a law degree, and there are AIs that are practicing more law than lawyers themselves. And so, what do you say to those people that say, "Hey, you know what? It's good you guys are talking there, but we don't understand what you're going to do in the future." What do you say to them?
What, okay, audience, what you believe, that thing will come true. If they
Ah,
choose to believe that AI will make them a billionaire, AI will make them a billionaire. So choose your
okay.
belief well. Um, Fortunately, my PhD is in self-efficacy. It means how your belief shape your reality. So
I love
my
that.
research is on how your belief actually can shape your reality. So I would say choose your belief well with this AI. You know why when people say they're confused? Because when they are confused, they say that they're confused. They don't need to act. They don't need to do anything because they're confused. So when people say that they're confused because they deny their own responsibility. By denying their own responsibility for their life, that will get them into a negativity. So drop the confusion because there is no time for confusion. You can just say, "Yeah, you got it." Nobody get it fully well, but you have to start before you're even ready. Because when I started all my business, I had nothing in my hand, but I start immediately, even without any staff, and I found that every successful people start even before they started. However,
Yes.
those people don't need to go and try to read a difficult book. I would suggest children's book because the original law of attraction was written by Francis
Rondo.
Hodgson Burnett in
Okay.
Little Lord Fauntleroy, in The Secret Garden, in The Little Princess. I I would say recommend that go and read those children book. The three books I love very much. The by Francis Hodgson Burnett, and it tells you
Francis
how
Hudson Bennett.
your what you think can crystallize into reality. So be very careful with confusion. AI is very simple. It's just like making a wish to the universe. You have to write the prompt. So even though AI can generate output, then there is some person that has to put in the prompt for the AI as well. So be very good. AI is just like when you make a wish for the visualization. Like I said, I wanted my life to be low, my investment to be low in capital, low in investment in land, people, very little labor, little factory, no machine, and only lots of cash in the pocket.
I love
So
that.
AI will give you exactly what you put the prompt in.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I just love how you think. It's amazing. It's really amazing. And young people, anyone that's watching, just to add to what Dr. Didi said, I remember when we started business with nothing. I remember if for sales, I will call 4,000 people. I will literally say, I'm not giving up, because in my head, I know someone will buy this. Like, and you have to, I agree with Dr. D. You have to create and believe what you want to believe, right? And you have to really feel in that belief. And it's that mentality of a glass full or a glass empty. What do you see? How do you see the world? One thing I stopped doing at a very young age in my teens was stop watching the news. I know we are in the media business. I've got media companies and much more, but I literally stopped watching the news. And you know what happened to me when I stopped watching the news? And touch wood, I never ever saw a doctor. Because I realized something in a very young age. I realized that whatever you take in with your eyes, your ears, will come out with through your biggest organ, which is your skin and your body. So news is a disease, right? So when you're watching negative news or watching films, and also I decided at a young age not to watch horror films. I don't watch horror films at all, right? Anything with violence in it, I don't watch it. And these are things that people don't understand. And I want you to talk about that in a minute. These are things that people don't understand the impact it does. People, those things, oh, it's entertainment. I'm just watching a film. It's just a film, guys, but they're acting. It's nothing. It's nothing real. Or they watch the news. Oh, come on! Everybody sits in front of a TV. 7 p.m. Let's watch the news. How does watching something through your eye portal affect your whole life? Even if it's not about you. People are acting as a film. It's a news about something negative that's happened in another country. How does this affect you? And now we've got Instagram, and there's something called doom scrolling, where people just scroll and fall into so much negativity, and unconsciously they take in so much negative information. I want you to tell the listeners and the people watching how that affects you and how that can make you ill.
As a neuroscientist, things that you watch, actually your brain doesn't really know the difference. It absorbs
Yes.
as if you're going through those situations. And then once it absorbs those situations, it crystallizes those situations into your reality. So if
Yeah.
you are able to program your brain, why would you program it with the horror film or the negative film? And not just film. If some people I know and they start talking about the negative thing in life, I will put my hands on their mouth. I said, I don't want to hear it. Because
Good.
the negative thing is can only be just one headline that, okay, this happened to me, and then it turned out into blessing. That's all. So the film is like you already go into those negativity or positivity, depends on the film you choose. And that really you feel it, your nervous system, your pulse, your brain, your neuron actually firing the same as those. Why not watch the film like Crazy Rich Asian,
Yeah.
right?
And I completely agree. I completely agree.
Yes.
You mentioned something there, whatever you program. And I read somewhere that you've practiced NLP, neuro-linguistic programming. I have a story about that. I was speaking at a university once, and they invited me to speak at a university, and I knew nothing about NLP. And a journalist was sat there, and they wrote an article, and they said Jordan Kensington uses NLP. And I was like, what is NLP? This is around like 2007 or 8 or something like that. So I'm like, what is NLP? So I went and researched it, and I found out what NLP was, and I just thought nothing of it. And one day I was in LA, we were doing an award ceremony, a television awards in LA, and I got a call from London that this doctor wanted to be on the front cover of one of the magazines we own in London called Chelsea Monthly magazine, Chelsea Monthly. And I realized that doctor, when I went and interviewed him, was the founder of NLP, right? Um, and then he would tell me how he founded NLP, and how he founded NLP was that he was a psychologist. He was what they call in America a shrink, and he had loads of people coming to him for healing and psychology. They would sit on the couch and they would tell what they're going through, and they would just be sad about what they're going through. And he was making millions. He was like, I'm listening to, and at some point he just decided this just looks like a fraud. He was like, we're not curing anybody. We're not doing. They are just, as a shrink, we're just listening to your problems and telling you to suppress them, but it's not really curing you. And he realized that you need to literally change the program, right? You literally need to, and the thing is, why the lady at that university, when without knowing about NLP, said I was doing NLP, was I literally said I had this fury in my head where your mind, body, and soul was actually, when you look at a computer, whoever made a computer designed it with your mind, body, and soul to mind. And my whole idea was the way you have to look at a computer is that when you have a virus in the computer, you cannot just say, I'm just going to put the virus in this folder and keep it in this folder. Because one day you're going to open that folder by mistake and that virus is going to infect the computer. You need to delete the virus. Like, it needs to go. It needs to be deleted. And when you delete the virus, there's going to be space left in this folder. And that space will be empty. So you need to replace that space of the folder with something amazing. It could be amazing video, amazing picture, amazing something that replaces the space. That was what I explained to these kids in the university. I said, you need to delete. So the whole theme was delete, delete, delete. You have to delete. I don't care what problems happen to you in your life, right? If you're not able to turn that into a positive, you have to delete it, right? If you are romanticizing about something that's happened in your life by, crying about it, or say it's still happening while you're talking about it, it will never go. You have to literally delete it. And when we talked, I think his name was Dr. Richard Bandler, and when we talked, he was like, that's exactly the reason why I stopped doing the normal psychology. I realized that as like a computer, if you put a new program, it becomes new, right? So neuro-linguistic programming is changing that program that you've got in you. How did you find out about NLP yourself? I just told you my story, how I found out mine. And how do you practice NLP on your side?
Because actually, when I went into meditation 28 years ago, I wrote the book called Compass, Life Compass in Asia and Compass of Now in Amazon, which I said you can listen to it in Soul app. It's actually cover both reprogramming what you're thinking from your past experience. It's you're playing the same music, you're playing the
Yeah,
same thing in your brain. So you need to play it somewhere else. However, like if you go to God or you meditate, you will know that in order to do that, you need to be aware of your mind.
right.
The thing is, start with something very simple, no matter whoever call it under what name. That's why I don't try to frame it under each name, because other people call it in several names: hypnotherapy, hypnosis, um, meditation, guided meditation. It can be called anything. But in the end, it comes up to, do you know how you're feeling? Do you know how what your body is doing? And then if this program or this thought doesn't work for you, it doesn't work, it's not good for you yourself and other people, drop it. By seeing it, allow you to drop it. A lot of people will hold on to the thought and saying that, oh, it's so painful, and they can't let go and keep complaining, oh, I'm so hurt, it's really killing me. But the moment you see that you're holding on to it, it drops.
True.
Seeing it, stop it. Seeing it, drop it. See, you don't even, because If you try to let go of something, the more it's stuck. If you try to
True.
forget something, the worse it gets into your brain. You don't need to even try to forget it, but you can just look at it and be very friendly with it, as if, yeah, I can live with you, and let's see how long you're gonna stay in my life, and it
I love
will
that.
just go away. Because the secret about life is that your thoughts, your loved one, including your life, will rising and passing away. The moment that we have been talking for some time now, each of our cell has been passing away rapidly,
Yes.
and things have
Yes.
been doing that all the time. The reason that the pain keep going on in your life, in people's life, or the things keep repeating, because they don't see it. And with the quantum physics, you actually know that everything disappear all the time. Everything disappear, and at the end, it's only emptiness. It's a void, and you can't even see your real self. There is no you. Even your body is disappearing all the time. Your mind keep disappearing like a flashing light. The moment we see it, it disappear. So I would encourage all the audience that the best thing you can do, whether you believe in God or Buddha, is to look inside, because it's beautiful. I have wrote several beautiful songs. I would rather encourage you to listen to it also
I
in
will
the soul
listen
as
to
well.
it.
It's
Yeah,
free. It
100%. Yeah.
said that all the challenges that you receive, in order so that you can come back to God, come back to your own light, and find your way back home, your true home.
I love that. I really think that is inspiring a lot of people. And I told you guys, I said, Dr. Didi will be inspiring a lot of people out there today, and you've inspired so many people. When you look at the future, you look at the next, 5 years, 6 years from now, where would you see yourself, and where would you want to be in the future?
Yeah, at the moment, I live in Monaco. 2 years ago, I lived in London. I was a UK taxpayer. And with everything that happened in the UK, I moved out of the UK
Yeah,
and now I live in Monaco.
yeah,
However, I see myself as a global nomad. I see that this is one world. And the future that is ahead of us is that there will be one nation, the nation of Earth. I would
yeah,
like to see all of us as the children of God, the children of the universe, and the population of Earth, the member of country called Earth, that we can see the beauty in each other and the love and compassion in each other. And I want all of the audience to know that even your enemy are your angels. If you look at the things that your enemy did, all they did was just to put you to the best position in life. I truly believe that things happen for me, for you, not to you. If you look back, all the things that your enemy have done is only to put you to the right spot. Maybe the universe only see that you are with the wrong people, overstay in the wrong crowd, doing the wrong job, or not realizing your true potential, or you living your life too small. So the universe sent your enemy to push you really real hard, so that you will
yeah.
live a great life. Without your challenge when you were 19, when your father had the issues, you wouldn't be this
Mm,
great. You wouldn't have
that
been
is
a
true.
millionaire at 19, and you wouldn't have
That's
helped
true.
so many people. Same as what happened to me. So with all the
Yes.
negative things, actually, it was the great things. Um, Paying off the debt was very easy, but
Mm,
when the as a opinion leader, I know you have experienced it. That's why I create an app, so that there is no me behind it. As an
mm.
opinion leader or thought leader, we become a target, and
Yeah.
I love that so much. I just see that, oh,
You
they
love
want
you
me to
love
be,
that?
yes, they want
For
me to be
real? Okay.
better. Everything they
Okay.
did, like a group scheming, everything they did was in order to make me become wealthier, happier, and more skillful with my awareness of my body and mind, and my faith becomes stronger to God or universe or the Buddha. So everything that your enemy did can only make you have stronger faith, have more money, become
Yeah.
happier, and have more true friends.
You know, I love that. I love that. I think with this, we obviously we do a lot of celebrity events, and a lot of celebrities, what they go through is they become targets, right? They you know, whether it's an artist, actor, actress, even you know, serial entrepreneur who's become famous off the back of what they do. When you got millions of followers, you start getting people that you become targets. And you say you don't mind being a target. How would you advise them? Because some of them just do not like it. Like if you are targeted by the press or media 24/7, you know, they just get depressed. Or you've got, you know, you release an album and you've got millions of people that don't like it. You know, what do you feel when you're a target? How do you get that thick skin? That's my question. How do
First
you get
of
that thick
all,
skin? Yeah.
First of all, whoever write it, let them read it. Never get it into your mind, your eyes, or your doors. Eyes, ears, nose, mouth, body. Never touch those things. You don't allow those things to get into your head. You don't see it, you don't hear it. So it's like somebody come to give you a present and you don't take it. You don't go out of your house to take it. They have to eat their own shit.
I
So
love that. I love
none
that.
of my friends ever tell me anything. I never know. I will not
Yeah, I
allow
love that.
myself to know. I'm only here to receive
I
only good
love that.
news. And if anybody tell me any criticism from anyone, I will beat them to death. So
So, so,
first thing,
so, 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 I love that. So, in theory, you are living in your own world, and it's your own. It's your own. You do not want anybody to affect that bubble. I won't call it. I don't like to say bubble because bubble can burst. Let's say world, right? So you built your own world, and it's a template in itself that whatever you think is real in your world is real to you, and anything outside of that, if you don't pay attention to it, it doesn't grow. It's like if you plant a seed and you don't water it, it doesn't grow to become a tree and doesn't bear any fruit. So you just do not pay attention to it you just do not pay attention to it.
exactly. Because
I love
actually,
it.
in life, there are always great things and not so great things. So, whatever you pay attention to, that things actually grow. So, I only want to hear about good things that people do so I can praise them. I want to hear about the Lord. I want to hear about God. I want to hear about all the religions, all the people that believe in good things. Because people who say negative things, they are run by Satan anyway. They're
That is
run
true.
by their sin. So why should I listen to Satan? And none of my friends should talk about it either. So unless if I'm doing something not good, I expect my friend to say, "Hey, Dr. Didi, you shouldn't do that." Or I will criticize, I will correct myself and do that by myself. But whatever the enemies or people who have ill will towards you, first, never let that get into you. Never read it, never see it. And if you need the law to take care of it, like somebody changed my password in my company and tried to take my company, yes, I sue them, but I allow the
Yeah.
lawyer or my right hand
I
wing
love
or
that.
left hand wing sue them with 20 court on the
Yeah.
20 cases because we have the fund to take care of the bad people, but we have to save our beautiful heart to stay beautiful. So pay people that they don't feel anything to take care of those negativity.
So let me play angel's advocate. This last past weekend, we did a huge produced a huge event, television event, massive. We had about 4,000 people attend. It was live on TV, etc., etc. Um, and I was a little bit angry with my staff. We had a meeting about it because some of them did not perform to the high standard that we are accustomed to. So I had to sit them down and I had to explain to them that look, this is not the way to behave. You have to, when you're doing this sort of things, you're live on TV. There's so much at stake. You have to be on a level. We almost sacked one person. I'm sure they're watching, but we didn't in the end. Just suspended in the end. We didn't. Um, how do you deal with situations like that? Because this is close to home. Obviously, when you run businesses, and when you run businesses, even if you've done it in such a way that you don't have 10,000 staff, etc., you've made it so compact. You've made yourself like the Airbnb and the Uber. Airbnb have no hotels. Uber, you're self-employed if you're driving a car, but you still have a bit of manpower that you have to run. So what happens when you have to discipline staff, but you have to do it from a place of love at the same time? Because it's not just them ruining a something. It could be them ruining their own opportunities. You can see so much good in somebody, and it's them ruining your opportunities. How do you confront those kind of situations without getting emotionally attached to it?
I am emotionally attached.
Love it.
Of course, you can't expect Steve Jobs to produce Apple without being emotionally attached. It's nonsense.
Of
So
course.
I think that people should accept it that if we are passionate with our work, we will be emotionally attached. And I will
Yes.
kick the hell out of you if you don't perform. So better do it
Yes.
well. But I will say everything that you should be doing because that's
Yeah.
how God expects you to do. God said that
Yeah.
you finished your work today beautifully, perfectly. Otherwise, if you leave something undone today, he will not be pleased because those our staff will not know the effects that will cause from not doing the job today. Get it done well because it will could affect the whole world. So it's good for them that they
100%.
get some volcano sometimes, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. Of
And
course, this
then,
is a debated show. Yeah.
by saying that you and me, we have emotional
Yeah.
bank account with them. They
Yeah.
know that we are telling them about the behavior, not criticizing the person. It's not
Yes.
killing the person, but it's killing the wrong behavior, and then they can
100%.
reflect. So
I
I
always,
think, yeah. Sorry, please.
no, I completely agree with you. I always come from a place of tough love. It's tough love. I always come from a place where, I say to them, this is how I put it to members of staff. I say, look, let me tell you something. If I saw you literally sleepwalking into a fire, right? I'm not going to say, hi, hey, please stop, don't go. Because you're going to sleepwalk and then you're going to tell me in the other end, why didn't you tell me? Right? So I have to say, hey, 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 don't go there. You're gonna. So and they get it in the end when I say that because they sometimes think, life is about you have to, is in the Bible, you got to spare the rod or you spoil the child. You have to be strong when you need to and really let people know that this is a place of love. You are ruining an opportunity here. And if you do not wake up, you are literally asleep. And people need those wake up calls. And I know there's a lot of CEOs that watch my show sometimes and they don't know how to handle, they don't know the line between you know, really, disciplining their staff and just going crazy. And I always say, discipline with love, but you have to be honest. The moment you lie to somebody, you have actually led to, I mean, do you know the teachers I loved more in school today? And the teachers that are my best friends today, like teachers who taught me in school, were the ones that were hardest towards me. The ones that were lenient, I realized that they didn't care. Like the teacher that would be like, you come at any time, do whatever you want, it's all good, come on. It's like, as long as I'm getting paid, you can come to class whenever and the teacher that will put you to the side and just be like, Jordan, fix up, you need to wake up, like you are intelligent, you can do this, why do you want to be like everybody else? Those teachers today are my best friends. So to those entrepreneurs that sometimes find themselves in that dilemma, because you don't get taught this at school, right? What advice would you give to them in how to discipline with love?
Well, first of all, you don't even need to explain yourself. And then your team will obviously know that either allow us to teach them or let the universe teach them, let them choose. Would they rather have the universe lesson them or discipline them or us,
Yeah.
Jordan and me, or their CEO
Yeah.
to discipline them, which is obviously going to be much softer than the universe
Yeah.
giving them a lesson. So obviously, people who are around us, they are
Mm.
wise, intelligent, so they know that it's better that we tell them rather than the universe tell them, because it's going to be much harder. And secondly, um, I think everybody knows. I often tell them that, you know what, you should be paying me for working with me.
Do you know what? I say the same. And it's not, do you know what? It's not out of, no, it's the truth. It's not out of ego. No, but it's true. I say exactly the same. You know why? The university of life is something that you can go to university and not learn the things we're talking about, because this is real life. You know, someone in university is teaching you about life without actually launching a business, going through this. They're just teaching you from a book. You have actually experienced real life. So when I'm telling you this, the experiences you're tell me, if you say you've been homeless, when you said about a homeless, I'm like, yeah, me too. If you say the first house I bought, I watched it burn. I was like, how? Like, so you literally everything you've been through, when they come to you and say, I've gone through, you have that lesson. And that appreciation is so important, because I remember in those days when I started, they say when you're ready, the teacher shows. And I had some mentors that showed up in those days, up to this day. Rachel is one of them. George is one of them. This is back in the 80s. Up to this day, I'll be like, they showed up and they were hard, but what they did, I mean, up to this day, I'm like, I needed that, and I would have paid them. Do you think that gratitude is so important? And this goes out to a lot of people
Yes.
who are working in places, and you're working with people that you can learn from. Do you think that
Yes.
gratitude makes all the difference?
Of course. And when I said that, I didn't mean me as me. I mean all the CEO, because how I
Yes.
felt towards my boss when I was working with him, with everyone,
Yes.
that actually we should be paying our boss for
Same.
allowing us to practice and ruin a lot of their business as well. And they teach us while we're getting paid. So when I said, I don't mean for me, I mean for all the CEO around the world. They are
Yeah.
actually giving people the opportunity to learn while making money to
Making
feed
mistakes.
making mistakes and feeding our
Ah,
own family.
yeah, yeah. No, I love that. I love that. So, right, guys, this is a debated show, and in the debated show, we always have the red box, the debated red box. The debated red box, we pick a random card, and we ask a random question from the card. And so, I'm gonna pick one of the random cards here and ask a question on it. And this is completely random. So, this card says AI versus human creativity. Who wins? Dr. Didi.
AI win. AI win. Because
You
why?
say AI wins. All right. Why?
Yeah,
Why would
AI
you? Why?
win.
Why would AI win versus human creativity? Don't forget, humans created AI. So why would
Yes,
why would AI win?
AI
Go on.
wins. Because human is behind AI. Because I wrote the
Uh,
prompt.
I like that. I like that. Okay. So and then we have something on the show where we say, "What is your hot take?" So, what's your hot take is basically something that you believe, that you don't care if anybody says no, I don't believe that. That's. But you completely and utterly believe that's your hot take. So, Dr. Didi, what is your hot take?
Wow. Um, things happen for you, not to you. That's one thing.
I love that. Things happened
For
for
you, not
you,
to you.
not to you. Explain.
Things happen, be it negativity or positivity, negative or positive. They happen for you. Like God makes something happen to either prepare you, protect you, or grow you. So once you
I
know
love
that,
that.
your reticular activating system, your radar, actually will see that, okay, you get this. Sometimes we don't get the things we want because God wants to protect us. Sometimes God delays something because he wants to prepare us. Sometimes God makes something more difficult because he wants to grow us, for us to be ready to receive the things that even better than we can even imagine. So to all your listeners who have been through a lot, since I could say that I've been through. I totally understand the things that you have been through, be it financially or friends or whatever negative things. And I just want to give you all a big hug, and I want you to often give yourself a big hug and big applause, and know that God loves you, the universe loves you so much, and things are going to be great. And you will get through this. You will survive every situation, and all is going to be great. And you can't imagine the life ahead of you, that how wonderful it would be. For example, when I was young, I was walking past the Hotel de Paris in Monaco. I was too scared even to walk inside the hotel. But at the moment, I rent it in long term. I use it as a home. It's one of my house in Monaco because I
That's
haven't
crazy.
found. Yeah, that's crazy. So
Yeah.
I'm telling this in order for you to know that the life that's ahead of you is beyond your wildest dream. It's going to be so good. It doesn't matter who your enemy is, what they're trying to do, as long as you keep your energy up. You keep your energy high, you have your pure intention, you have strong faith, and you watch every thought, every action, every single words you say.
Dr. Didi, it's been amazing having you on the show. I'm sure this is not going to be the end of it. I mean, we are definitely going to be working on projects together, because we are definitely aligned. There's going to be so much we're going to be doing together. So, guys, stay tuned. I'm very excited about what is to come, and for everybody who's watching Debated right now and they're going into the new year, you mentioned something at the start about New Year's resolutions and things like that, how it's important to have that on a daily basis, not just on a New Year's. What's your final word to all the viewers about, starting today and making sure they're consistent for tomorrow and the rest of their lives?
Yes. Remember the past New Year and you make New Year resolution. It doesn't work that way. So things happen with your routines, with your habits. So keep a journal. Write the things that you want to do. Keep your routine, the things that you want to do. That small habits actually change your life, because you can tell a person destiny by seeing their routines, what they
That's
do
true.
in a day.
That's true. I love that. I love that. Look, Dr. Didi, it was amazing to have you on the show. And we will be inviting you back as much as possible. And we'll be doing a lot of stuff together. Guys, don't forget, this is a Debated show. You can catch it on all platforms. You can rewatch it again on VooVixTV.com, YouTube, Instagram, every single platform out there, Spotify, everything else. And obviously the National Film and TV Awards website as well. Stay tuned. Look after yourself. For myself, Jordan, and Dr. Didi, it's goodbye and love to everybody.